One sunny afternoon, Cyllee and Vyelle sat eagerly on the living room couch, their eyes glued to the window. Today was supposed to be the day their long-awaited PS5 would finally arrive. Their dad had promised it as a special birthday gift for both of them. Vyelle had been asking for it for a while now, and although their dad had pre-ordered it, they had been waiting patiently. "I can't wait to play our first game on it," Vyelle said, bouncing excitedly. "Me too," Cyllee added, clutching his plush turtle Toink, who always seemed to be by his side. Their dad had explained that the PS5 was in high demand, with many people pre-ordering it. He told them it would take time to arrive because of the long waiting list. Even though Cyllee and Vyelle had understood at first, as more days passed, the waiting became harder. The boys stared at the clock, then back at the window. No delivery van, no package. Hours passed and still no sign of the PS5. Vyelle sighed loudly. "It's not coming today, is it?" he asked, disappointment weighing heavy in his voice. Cyllee looked up at his brother, his own excitement fading. "Maybe it'll come tomorrow," he said hopefully. Their mom, noticing their disappointment, came over and sat down beside them. "Boys, I know you're disappointed, but remember, sometimes things don't happen exactly when we expect them to," she said gently. "It's not about getting what you want right away, but about trusting that things will come at the perfect time." Vyelle frowned, not quite understanding. "But why can't it just come now? We've been waiting forever," their mum smiled. "Sometimes things come when you're truly ready for them, and when they do, it feels even more special. You've been waiting patiently, and that's a good thing. But remember, timing is important too. When something doesn't happen right away, it doesn't mean it won't come. It just means it'll come when the time is right." Cyllee nodded, holding Twink a little tighter. He still wanted the PS5, but he started to feel better. "So, we just need to wait a little more." "Exactly," their mum said. "And when it arrives, it will be at the perfect time. Trust that good things come when they're meant to." The boys nodded, still feeling a bit sad, but understanding a little more. They decided to spend the rest of the day playing outside, hoping the next day would bring their special surprise. Later that evening, their dad returned home from work with a secretive smile. He didn't say anything at first, but there was a certain excitement in the way he walked into the house. "Dad," Vyelle asked curiously, "what's going on?" Their dad chuckled. "Well, I've got a bit of news," he said, pulling a large box from behind his back. The boy's eyes widened. It was the PS5. "But how?" Cyllee asked, jumping up with excitement. "I thought it wasn't coming yet," their dad grinned. "Well, I got a call from customer service earlier today. It turns out someone who pre-ordered it decided not to proceed, and guess what? Your PS5 was next in line." Vyelle's jaw dropped. "So it came early because someone else changed their mind?" "That's right," their dad said. "See, sometimes good things come when you least expect them, but at the perfect time." The boys hugged their dad tightly, feeling grateful and excited. Their disappointment from earlier melted away as they realized their mum's words were true. They had been waiting and feeling sad when the PS5 didn't arrive, but now they understood that sometimes things don't happen when you want them to. They happen when they're meant to. As they unwrapped the PS5 and set it up, Cyllee looked at his mum and dad and said, "You were right, Mum. It came just when we were ready for it." His mum smiled warmly. "That's because sometimes, even when we don't see it, things are working out for us behind the scenes. We just need to trust in the timing." Vyelle nodded. "And trust that good things will come when they're supposed to." With Toink watching nearby, the boys started their first game on their new PS5. Excitement filling the room. They had learned an important lesson that day, that God knows the right time to provide what you need, and when the time is right, everything falls into place perfectly.